Today we will talk about XRP and XLM and involvement in ANZ Bank in Australia, concentrating on CBDCs in the Pacific area. ANZ and its Ripple-backed payment solution got the Bank Award and Product Innovation Award in 2018. It's not only ANZ, it's also Westpac that is testing out Ripple payments ever since 2015. The Australian digital dollar is also connected into XLM and XRP because of Novati, and their involvement is clearly called out here, where you have Stellar and the XRPL called out.
All these things and kind of demonstrate that, whereas in a public blockchain environment, it requires a bit of a mind shift there. And I see, I don't know what you see, but I see different kind of blockchains being used for different use cases as well, both by sort of size of transaction, but also thinking about payments versus securities versus trade. For example, in the sort of central bank CBDC kind of world, seems to be much more of a focus on the private chains, whereas I think, it feels like in the sort of securities and trade space.
That was a part of a conversation in between Swift and ANZ, talking about how different chains can be applied in different applications, which I talk about often, especially with XRP and XLM. It's interesting how ANZ has major shareholders of BlackRock and Vanguard, who I believe is heavily owned by BlackRock as well. And I have talked about the connections in between Ripple and Stellar going into BlackRock pretty often.
Key and perhaps oldest customers, 100-year-old customer, who's quite innovative, asked us to mint an Australian dollar token for them, which they used on an exchange to buy a digital asset. And from there, we progressed through a number of different live transactions, including with CBDCs in Australia. We tokenized carbon. So we've always got an eye on finding assets which our customers feel would be valuable to tokenize, and then initiate transactions with our stablecoin to prove that we could really, truly deliver atomic settlement, which is instantaneous and simultaneous exchange of assets on chain. And compared to what we see today in most asset markets, which is exchange and settlement with T+2, we were doing it in T+0 or in 10 minutes. So for us, that was a real revelation.
And what he explained is exactly how Ripple and Stellar operate. He also called out tokenization of carbon, which is heavily tied into Stellar, and I will come back to that here in a little bit. ANZ and Brawlo partnered to trade tokenized Australian carbon credits. Here is the article out of April of 2023. There are also connections in between ANZ and XDC, where the flagship event for the Australian blockchain industry had speakers from XDC, Ripple, and ANZ. Here is how the involvement with ANZ and Stellar is actually happening, which ties into Corda and Ripple as well.
The National Integrated CBDC Ecosystem, or NICE, consists of three key components. The first, a digital token-based currency issued by the central bank. The second is the government-operated Prime Wallet layer, which is the core distribution mechanism of the CBDC. This wallet is issued and identified using the National Digital ID. The third component represents an innovation layer in the form of secondary wallets, provided by regulated commercial operators. Starting with CBDC issuance, the prototype uses eCurrency's solution to implement CBDC as digitally signed cryptograms, which are issued and monitored by the central bank. With regards to distribution, the solution features a government-operated Prime Wallet, which is authenticated through SingPass in our prototype. This forms the basis of nationwide access to the CBDC without the need for additional onboarding. Additionally, our prototype features offline cards, which are linked to Prime wallets. Offline cards enable two-way fund transfers using near-field communication. NFC enables devices with digital wallets or special-purpose CBDC kiosks to interface with offline cards for both transactions and wallet administration. This capability has been designed for circumstances when internet connectivity is unavailable and safeguards against double spending through secure on-card processing and subsequent validation. Our solution delivers a distribution system with extensive functionality. This robust, digitally enabled Prime Wallet infrastructure improves the efficiency and effectiveness of payments between the government, individuals, and businesses. Finally, for the secondary wallet infrastructure, we recognize that banks and other commercial operators play a crucial role in enriching the digital ecosystem. By developing proprietary secondary wallets linked to Prime wallets, commercial operators can offer value-added services to meet the diverse needs of their respective customers. Secondary wallets enable functional interoperability between traditional and non-traditional payment rails. This promotes the adoption of CBDC into the payments landscape while strengthening personal data sovereignty. Commercial operators can choose their preferred technology without compromising on interoperability. Here we see Armit using a secondary wallet on blockchain. Open source technology and open APIs can fulfill integration and value transfers across the end-to-end ecosystem. This is showcased through these 4 different secondary wallets. A public payment framework like NICE supports extensibility and innovation driven by competition among commercial operators, fostering new ideas, approaches, and opportunities for CBDC use. ANZ's purpose is to shape a world where people and communities.
Bank of Indonesia is also developing a CBDC, and Stellar has partnered with the Bank of Indonesia e-currency and ANZ to develop a prototype CBDC on Stellar.
Into payments. The future of cash is CBDC. Our proposal as intermediated CBDC with a bearer instrument issued by BI on e-currency system. ANZ acting as intermediary distributing to end users for holding e-rupiah in wallet and transacting on compliant Stellar network, which enables Web3 services. The CBDC layer gives BI the full and autonomous control of the e-rupiah lifecycle from minting to issuance to distribution and supervision. This CBDC layer creates the origin of trust in the form of digital bearer instruments and injects this trust into Web3 layer and other conventional networks. When BI Currency Board decides to mint a certain amount of EIDR, in this case 14 billion, it activates the root plates to mint the approved amount of EIDR with the proper authorization and control procedures executed by the designated officers. The EIDR minted will be stored and protected in the BI digital currency place as stock. BI, using CBDC dashboard, can now see that 14 billion e-rupiah is available in stock, and the EIDR in circulation held by ANZ, online end users, offline end users, and Bank B, which are zeros at this moment. The EIDR issuance process starts with the ANZ requesting for, in this scenario, 9 billion e-rupiah through the dashboard. The request is reviewed and approved by BI. The approved amount of EIDR is transferred from the BI digital currency plates to ANZ digital currency plates. This EIDR bearer instrument is now held by ANZ as part of the cash in circulation. Simultaneously, this amount is reflected in ANZ wallets in Stellar, available for distribution to end users. The e-rupiah can be distributed to end users with built-in control capabilities such as clawbacks and AML CFT features. The solution comes with powerful controls for BI to designate who can hold e-rupiah to claw back and to burn some or all of e-rupiah in an attempt for regulation enforcement, safety, and control of distribution. Are you ready for the sea change that is coming to money and payments?
Hello, Anjay. I have sent 100 million rupiah for conversion to e-rupiah.
Hi Agus, 100 million rupiah has been converted to e-rupiah and sent to your ANZ wallet.
In this demo, you are seeing August making a payment of 2 million e-rupiah from his ANZ wallet to Budi, a merchant using Solar Wallet over the Open Web3 network.
Hi, Udi. I am sending 2 million rupiah.
Hi Agus, I have now received 2 million rupiah in my Solar wallet.